Look, just coming back, since it is our last program together, and I've been very grateful for the contribution you've made, any progress, has any progress, you first, Tanya, been made in this urgent need to assist our school-age children who've been appallingly abandoned in this coronavirus response? Tanya, you were the one who wrote so powerfully about this. Has anything been done? You're talking about priorities before. Has this got any priority?
Look, it's actually even worse than we thought, Alan, because the government set aside $25 million to help these kids. We found out in Senate estimates last week that they've cut that to $18 million and not a single dollar has gone to help a single child yet. They keep talking about what they're going to do. They've cut the funding and they haven't spent a single dollar. And, Alan, can I just say, as we are finishing up, I was listening to you talking to Catherine McGregor earlier, that beautiful Tennyson poem that you read out. We need our kids to be able, they need to learn to read so that they can read to learn. Absolutely. That gift of reading that gives you fluency and enthusiasm and access to beautiful poetry like that. And also my other favourite, If, by Rudyard Kipling. And I thought, as we're quoting poetry tonight, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat these two imposters just the same.
And do you know something?
If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of...
you're a man, my friend. You'll be a man, my son.
Distance run, that's right.
Well, I tell you something, that is above the centre court at Wimbledon. That Kipling quote, as you walk onto the centre court and look back, there is that quote. But I want to make this point, Conchetta. The governorship of Virginia, you may have heard me earlier tonight, saw the entrenched Democrats soundly beaten because the former governor, standing again, made the statement that, quote, I don't think parents should be telling schools what they should teach. Now, the Republicans went berserk with their election ads. The Democrats got smashed. But the point at issue here is, with coronavirus and homeschooling, and this was central to Virginia, parents gained an insight into what their kids were being taught. And a black lawyer representing the parents in Virginia said, quote, government education is exposing children to ideologies that are sometimes inconsistent with what the consumers, the parents, want their children to be exposed to. Tanya, I think this is going to be a big issue here. Conchetta.
Well, Alan, it was a great result, and I think it reflects where the grassroots are taking back their country from the woke brigade. Can I just say, as far as the Australian government is concerned, in an answer recently in the House of Representatives, the Education Minister said he wanted the national school curriculum to reflect a positive and optimistic view of our history. Well, that's all very good. Now, let's show the necessary political fortitude as a government to make that happen. And overwhelmingly, Australians want their children to understand where our democracy comes from, the fundamental freedoms that underpin it, and more importantly, so that they can defend that democracy, just as previous generations have done so.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tanya, just a quick one from you to end. History and the economy are being taught, they said in America, through this prism of race. If the opposition were to win government at the next election, you may well be the Federal Education Minister. What would you do about this?
Well, I'll tell you what, Alan, I'd want our kids to learn to read and write and do maths. Under the Liberals, we've got the worst results in international testing in Australian history. Our kids have gone backwards. Of course, I want them to learn science and art and history and so on as well, but we need to focus on the basics first. And I'm a very proud Australian. I've said to you in the past and others that I think our kids should know about our democracy, including things like our citizenship pledge.
Absolutely.
And why it's so important that we commit to one another, to Australia and its people, to one another.
Thank you, Tanya. Well, we've run out of time, but it's good to talk to you both. Thank you both for the contribution, not that you've made to the program, but rather to the understanding and enjoyment of our viewers. So thank you both,
Alan,
and good luck.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you, and good luck to you too.
Thank you.